Today is August 12th, 2025. You know, in the beginning of the case, right before it started, Delano Eddie said something to Dave. You think you're better than her dating all those women. Well, I'm all dressed up for church, got my hair up and nice dress heels on. I walk off. Okay? All right. We're at church in that giant vestibule in front of people. I walk back. My face is red. I'm so angry. I said, what is he talking about? He don't know what he's talking about. Yes, he did. Dave had been cheating on me. My whole marriage, I found out. My whole marriage was a scam. I have enough to deal with, and then the horror from these people. You know, during the case, this girl showed up. She had dark hair, dark eyes, okay? Young girl, white. She's like, I'll sleep with Dave, so he don't want her. He was already cheating on me. You didn't need to add your nasty self. See, that just comes to the point. Didn't want him to touch me. Figured he's going to end up with something. Do you know how many times I've seen that girl follow me? I may have seen her today. There was a girl. Now, I went to LensCrafter. Where I got hit in the back of the head. I stutter now when I get upset. They said it should have killed me. I had migraines for 2 years. Half the side of my head felt like it's going to explode. I stutter now when I'm upset. But they said it actually should have killed me. These people actually tried to murder me. Okay? Now, I went into the doctor last year for an eye exam. They said you have small cataracts on your eyes. You're a little bit young for that. But they'll probably never grow any bigger because they're real small. Well, I couldn't see out of my glasses. I go back in and they got a lot larger. A lot larger. Okay? They said, have you had injuries to both your eyes at once? I said no, but I was hit in the back of my head until I have a dent in it. I said I stutter now and all this other stuff, and it's from the head injury. He said, well, the only way you can get fast-growing cataracts is eye injuries to both eyes at the same time. I went home and I Googled it about the back of the head injury causing fast-growing cataracts. It does. The word is yes, it does. From everything in the portion of your eyes being flushed forward. It damages the lens. So eventually, I will have to have surgery. But right now, my eyesight is deteriorating until it gets bad enough to do the surgery. Then I'm going to have to come up with the money for the surgery. I'm losing my eyesight because of these monsters. I'm sitting in there and I went to pick up my glasses and the bifocal part wasn't quite right. I almost started to cry. Because I couldn't see when I looked down. And I'm trying to fight back the tears. And I go out there. And sure enough, there's that bitch. And her friends. Running their mouths. Okay? Well, me and my husband, I got my notary redone today. Ooh. Okay. I got to turn it in the Secretary of State and it's all done. I'm set for 5 years. Well, after I got done with notary, before we went out to LensCrafter, I had wanted to go to this one place and then he wanted to go to this other place and then we ended up going to a totally different place. And it's not, and my stomach has been killing me for days. So I just got coffee and something to drink. And then we go to leave, and he's like picking at me, and then sort of like snap at each other. And I'm not feeling well. And then I go in, and I have to deal with my glasses, and I can't see. They have to send them back. And I go out, and there's that bitch running her mouth with her friends. She was around us several times in the last few months. She's been showing up randomly over 7 years. 7 years. She needs to get over it. Seriously. Okay? Well, my stomach muscles started cramping. And we came home, and I thought, I didn't want today to end like this. So we went down to one of his favorite restaurants, and I'm in there, and I could hear people talking. But they think one of Dave's old girlfriends showed up and said something today. Oh, I think it was her too. Her and her friend, she was around us a couple months ago in Bowling also saying stuff. Okay? Now, my phone is bugged by the police and the FBI. FBI informant. Do you know how many times even Officer Markey has said he's listened to conversations because of my cell phone's bugged, me talking? How many times? They document everything every day. How many times? The police and feds tell you everything's bugged. Because it's drug dealers, strippers, prostitutes, drug lords. Do they care? No. These people are so long, so they really don't care. So we're going to put it this way. When they called Agent John a coward last week, do you know how many people showed up and said stuff right away? Even before I did the tape. It's just like on April 6, 25, when Dixie ran her mouth about that lady investigator. I didn't say a word. Thinking, well, somebody will say something, then I'll say something. People show up, she hasn't said a word what she heard. Can't believe she's not said a word. Oh, I finally did. I was waiting for you guys to say something. Because they sold the log into the case. Do you know how many other people said they heard? They heard those people last week call Agent John a coward, and they admitted to using hypnotic drugs. They even showed up at Walmart and said we got him under surveillance saying it. So don't play with me, idiots. These people played mean games like he'd rather go out with her than you. I don't even know you. And do you know how freaking weird you look? I don't know you. So why the hell would I go out with you in the first place? Had men come up just to disrespect me. It's like you guys look like freaking weirdos. And do you know how many times they were telling people that the strippers in the strip clubs were having the men that come to the strip clubs do things to me? They're basically leading those men around by their dicks. Ordering them about because they strip for them. Find a new strip club. You're not paying psychotic people that hurt people and talk men into doing it because they strip for you. Find a new strip club. Because most owners of the strip club would fire those girls. Okay? So I can look it up where in Walmart 62 that they showed up, investigators, they got them under police surveillance, calling Agent John a coward. And they admitted that they used hypnotic drugs on me to be sleepwalking when they drugged me and told me to say it before. They finally said it. Huh? And that's where these people run around making fun of me. What are you making fun of? A drugged up, beat, raped, tortured, almost murdered rape victim that the drug cartel's running a scam on. You know how stupid and moron and retarded these people are? Just like retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, lets him get away with crimes? No, I don't. They just want to sound big. Or the police that work for retired Judge Pete. Retired judges don't have police work for them. They're all drug dealers lying to you. The real judge that was involved was Judge Peters from Florida. Him and his men that were up here, 100 of them went to jail. You want to play? They got him in 22. Now, but do you realize how mad these people, they pick at you and pick at you and they pick at you. And those strippers for that strip club, they're so psychotic. They would even laugh that they would have the male customers come down here and do and say things to me. The strippers would do it. You do realize how dumb you are that you're hurting somebody for a stripper that's just stripping for you? Find a new strip club. There's millions of them. And most owners of strip clubs would fire those girls. Because how dare they bring the law's attention on them? See what I mean? See what I mean? You don't listen to psycho bees that are having harm somebody that has nothing to even do with them. See that girl that was saying she was sleeping with Dave? Well, you weren't the only one. Michelle was. How many other girls said they were sleeping with Dave? Wasn't even funny. And where Della Noetti said, you think you're better than her dating all those women. Well, and then that other lady took credit for my bikes. Oh, according to the FBI investigators, my whole marriage was a scam. That's where the lady using my insurance. Do you know how many people? I think he has some kind of sex disorder. He told me after we got married in high school, he had 17 girlfriends. And I said, oh, come on, now you can't do that. He's like, I had different days, different times I'd go see him. And he said, and one day, I had it going for a while. He said, and one day they sat around talking and realized they were all dating the same guy. They all broke up with me. He thought it was funny, manipulating all those women. Now, do I find you people funny? No. Them calling the agent over my case a coward? These girls thinking they can manipulate anybody into doing crimes? All these people work for that Russian drug lord and that Iraqi terrorist? See, and I always love, well, we got to verify it so it's not just her saying it. I have an FBI case, honey. You can shut your retarded mouth in a legally bugged phone, legally bugged car, and an officer documenting everything every day for the FBI case. It's never, like they said, it's never just Karen saying it. They have surveillance of it. How stupid are you? See, that's how fucking retarded these people are. They just fall for anything in the shit in the world. Just like, oh, an attorney had special permission. No, they didn't. And I extremely doubt it was an attorney. Because I talked to a real attorney, nobody could be in my home. It's a felony invasion of privacy. Cyberstalking, sextortion, voyeurism. Then you got drug confessions. Oh, they use sodium pentothal. Oh, they did this, they did that. Where they're using, it come out, hypnotic drugs to make you sleepwalk, causing the metal taste in my mouth. And why I don't remember anything. And there's over 10 to 20 prescription drugs that make you sleepwalk without the legal ones. And then you got the hypnotic drugs that make you sleepwalk. Without the legal ones. And you don't think a federal agent knew that? How dumb are you? And then it's just so retarded. And them trying to say they had true serum reports, he knew better than that. Do you know if you drug someone for a fake confession, it's pharmaceutical torture, is 30 years. Why would you have an attorney for a plea deal? We're going to come down to that. And then people say, oh, they're just making fun of her because he cheated on her. Where is it funny that this year I would have been married 40 years. 40. Hmm? I would have been married 40 years this year. 40. I was married 31 when it started, 32 when I was divorced. I would have been married. Or was it 32 and 33? I would have been married 40 years this year. 40 years. Now you think about that evil bastard out there fucking every young thing that'll spread his leg for him. Now I'm sorry for being disgusting, but there's only sometimes you gotta be crude and rude. And anything that he thinks they can make money off of, an old, fat, doppy man that waddles, that I had been married to for 33 years. But they thought they could make a buck off of him. They used him to help run a drug scam with human traffickers, selling people. Talked him into letting them bash my skull in, try to kill me, rape, torture me, human traffic me for their cheap entertainment. And how sick and satanic these people are. But they sell people for a living. And they murder people for a living. That agent opened the case because he had somebody on the inside then. A person they were holding basically hostage in front of everyone. And them laughing who they were for, what they were doing, everything. And he had legal police surveillance of somebody on the inside they were hurting. And he got thousands and thousands of people. Saved hundreds. Agent John, I earned that money 100 times over. I need my money. I need a medical card. And a letter of thank you would be nice. Officer Mark or Officer John can deliver. You need to stay away from me. They're looking for you. We all know that one. But I'm tired of this shit. I am fucking tired of this shit. You know, yesterday was bad enough. And then when these people act up, my nerves get bad, my stomach hurts, and then waiting for a response from the FBI to actually do something. When they already, like they told the Tuscarora sheriffs, they already made fun of FBI agent for falling for this June 7, 23. Okay? Now they got him calling him a cow. And I have lived through hell, and my stomach is just like clenching and clenching. And I have damaged intestines on top of it from being beat so bad from these people. Now, my sweet, wonderful husband is a severe diabetic because he got sprayed with Agent Orange. And he has to be good when it comes to his diet. You can cheat a little bit here and there when your sugar's low. But you got to be careful. It costs you your life. Well, he wasn't good yesterday. He was, oh my God, bad. And I really told him off. He ate pancakes with real syrup. He could have killed himself. And the thought of losing him, I told him off. He needed to be told off. He playing with his life and our future by doing a stupid stunt. He can have pancakes with sugar-free syrup, but he ate it with real syrup. The sugar was almost 400. Almost had to take him to the hospital. It's not funny. You can go into a coma at that point. If it wouldn't have started coming down, he would have been in the emergency room. That's how much this arrogant stunt could have cost him his life. Oh, did he get his butt chewed out for that? There's a point in time. And so then he's been snapping at me for what I eat. And then we had a long talk today. I said, you know, the difference of it is for you, I can eat all the sugar I want. I said, and it's not going to cost me my life. But, and I showed him last night where he could went into coma. He's like, I didn't realize that. I said, yes, you did. I want to hear your excuse. He's like, yes, you did. And I said, it's a reality check. You could have killed yourself last night on your stupid stunt. I said, and when I tell you can only have meat and cheese because your sugar is 250 until it comes down, it's to save your life. It's to save your life. The whole thing is to keep you alive, not to let you kill yourself. I said it'd be like a kid with a peanut allergy and you handing him a peanut butter sandwich. He said, you'd kill it. I said, just exactly what you did with that maple syrup. You could have killed yourself. That's why I told you off big time. And he's like, I won't do it again. But then he started picking at me for what I eat. I said, the whole thing of it is, I'm not being mean to you. I'm trying to keep you alive. To have a healthier life. When you start breaking it down, when I say you can only have meat and cheese till your sugar comes out, it's to save your life. If I didn't care, I wouldn't tell you it. And once it goes down, you can have whatever you want. Within reason, of course. The whole thing is within reason. Because there's a whole point of time. He doesn't have a pancreas to break down all that sugar. And it'll cost him his life. And we had to have a mama talk. Of me telling him off. And then he's been picking again at me for what I eat. It's like, don't pick at me for what I eat. I don't have sugar problems. You can't turn around and be just mean to me. I got him acting out like a spoiled 8-year-old. I've got these prostitutes and strippers running around still mocking me. They fucked my ex-husband. Well, get in line, honey. It was fucking anything that walked. You ain't that big a deal. Where that girl act like she was large and in charge because she fucked Dave. Well, whoop-de-doo. So did Michelle. Huh? So did the girl the year before that took credit with my bikes. So did a bunch of other ones. And he fucked anything that moved. He's 60 years old. He's fat. He's bald. His teeth are crooked. You only wanted him for his fucking money. Huh? And it didn't work out. He didn't marry you, did he? No. And if you wouldn't have got involved, I would have been celebrating my 40th wedding anniversary. 40th. And what did you do? You raped and tortured me for his cheap entertainment, making him feel like he's some kind of mafia king? Huh? Having my skull bashed in, almost murdered, to worship him and people poor Dave. Poor Dave. They had to do that to her for him. Like he's some kind of sick, twisted God they have to appease. It's disgusting on evil levels the way they worship him. And instead of being appalled and hated him for being so evil and vile, people felt sorry for him that they had a right to do it. And to threaten to kill all his family, his children, his grandchildren, have other men rape me under drugs, drug me up and tell me to say horrible stuff, put my head on some other body that's supposed to make me look weird with myself, and it's supposed to have been a shower scene in the other room, and here it's not even me. Running the stupidest, pathetic scam with drug dealers that are selling and killing people. And instead of people being appalled and angry, they laugh at me for being a drugged up rape victim they ran a scam on. Because there's actually that fucking retarded around here. I swear there's retardation in the water where they call them idiot people that are helping out. The retarded, mentally ill people with no IQ and no education of what their real rights are. And what these people are really looking at is life in federal with no parole. Agent John, do you realize even the investigators who said that in Walmart 62, that they got them admitting to using hypnotic drugs? And that's why I had a metal taste in my mouth? And why I don't remember anything? Like an investigator said, when you look at her, you need to realize the only thing she knows, she never had anybody in her home before. She never seen anyone. She never talked to anyone. She knew nothing. I don't even find you people funny. I thought the well water I was showering in was giving me cancer. I told the doctor that too. I had bruises on me, throwing up, headache, heart racing, almost passing out, and a severe swollen personal infection, and I'm bathing in orange well water, and I thought it was giving me cancer. Huh? And here it just had iron in it. And it was sexual predators harming me. And people make fun of me for it. Do you realize how disgusting you are? And do you realize how disgusting those bastards of men showing up? Here, where over the weekend that guy said, I had the police look her up. They said she almost died to save everyone. And she deserves a hell of a lot more respect than what people give her. Do you know how many times they've yelled that stuff at people? She almost died to save everyone, and she deserves a hell of a lot more respect than what people give her. And Kara knew nothing when the case started. They had her so drugged up there. Now, And these men making fun of me. Oh, we went out with them instead of you. Well, good. I wouldn't go out with you. I don't go out with serial killers and child molesters. People that sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. Get away from me, freak. I wouldn't go out with you for the last man on earth. I hated those pathetic games or where their website, the woman too ugly for another man. The one the world should make fun of. Why should you make fun of me for being a drugged up rape victim? Are you that evil? Human trafficker? One that thinks it's funny selling and killing people? You think, and for body parts, you think it's funny murdering people? Is that why you make fun of me? Because you're that evil inside? The demons inside you laughing at me? Because you got to think there's something really wrong with them where they find it appalling. I'm going to upload this. Now, John, Agent John, I need my money. Medical card. A letter of thank you would be nice. It's essential. I kind of need it and I'd like to have it.